Hello guys, welcome back to our class on web development and welcome to our in-depth lesson on media queries. Today we are going to explore a fundamental aspect of web development that allows us to create responsive designs, ensuring that our websites look and function well on any device, from large desktop monitors to small mobile devices. No matter how small, no matter how big, no matter how medium that device could be, we have to use media queries to make sure they are looking very, very fine, even when they are on different devices. Now, let's start by understanding what media queries are. In web development, media queries are a CSS technique that enables us to apply different styles based on the characteristics of the device displaying the content. Now, this means that we can tailor our website appearance depending on factors such as the screen size, the screen resolution, the orientation, and even the type of the device. Now, with a variety of devices available today, like smartphones, tablets, laptops, large desktop monitors, and a whole lot, it is very crucial that our website adapt to these different environments. A one-size-fits-all approach often leads to poor user experience in the sense that when you just create a particular website and you create it to have just one particular size, you end up having a very very poor user experience. Why? Because it might look good on a laptop, but it won't look good on a device, on a small device. It might look good on a small device, but it won't look good on a tablet. That is why we need to make use of the media queries. Make sure they all look good in on different devices. For instance, a website designed for a desktop may not be usable on a mobile device if it doesn't adjust its layout and functionality accordingly. Now, with media query, you can create a single website that can respond dynamically to the size and capabilities of the user's device. Like depending on what device the person is making use of, you can make use of media queries to make sure they adapt to different devices. Now, this adaptability is what makes responsive design very, very powerful. Now, let's dive into the syntax of media queries. Now, the basic structure of a media query actually looks like this. Now, as you can see here, you have at media. Now, let's go to our code, guys, and just verticalize this. Let's go to our code. Now, to get the basic structure of media query, first of all, you have to go to your CSS. That is where you write your media queries code. You go to your CSS code, okay? Then you write at media. As you can see there, at media. No, we don't need that one, so let's take that off. Okay, so at media is the one we need. Then bracket open, min dash width. Then column. Let's say we give let's say 900 pixels. Then we have our closing quotation. Then here we then can put our CSS through. Let's say we change the background color to something else. Background color to yellow. Okay, that's not correct. Let's say we change the body. Okay, that's open, and then close. Let's just do this again. Body. We have to change the body to have a of background of yellow. Okay. Now our code is correct. So guys, now this is a very simple structure of media queries. And the first thing you have is this at media. Now this is the keyword that tells the browser we are defining a media query. Remember that guys, you have to go to your CSS to make use of your media queries tag. So this at media is the keyword that tells the browser that we are defining a media query. Then this main width, which is minimum width is equal to 900 pixels. Now this condition specifies that the styles within this block will only apply if the viewport width is at least 900 pixels wide. Now what do I mean? It means that if the screen is within 900 pixels, then it should have this background color of yellow. But if it doesn't have a minimum width of 900 pixels, then it should apply the initial background color we already give to the page, which is what the background color gave back then. I think it was red or thereabout. Okay. Now this CSS rule here means that inside this curly braces you can see here, guys, you can define this body, or rather from here down to here. Let's say I take off this body tag, right? Now inside this place is where you can define whatsoever you want to define. For that base, you want to change the color of the background, you want to change the font size, you want to change the p tag, or whatsoever you want to do. Whatsoever CSS rule or style you want to apply, this braces is what you use in applying it. Okay. So for today's lesson, we actually change the background color. We make use of the background color style to apply on this media query. Okay, let's see what actually happens here. Let's save that and then let's go to our report and view that. So before we do that, let's just go back to our settings and then let's just change our. So before we do that, guys, let's just go back to our settings and change our auto save to become after delay. That whenever we just press Ctrl save, or that whenever we make any changes on our code, it automatically saves on our browser. Just come here, guys, as you can see, before it to be on off, just change this from off to after delay. So that whenever you make any changes on your code, it automatically save on your browser. Alright? So we've done that. Now let's go back to our code. Now let's just press Ctrl save and then let's go and view what we just did. Okay, guys, now remember we said that once the minimum width is 900 pixels, the background color should change to what? It change to yellow, right? So now this is less than, right? So if I have to expand this, it should change to yellow. As you can see, guys, wow, this is really beautiful. You see? Now this means that our media query actually works. So whenever the page, or whenever any device is more than 900 pixels, it automatically becomes color yellow for the background. All right. So guys, hope you understood what just happened here. Hope we are not confused in any way. So going forward, let's understand the breakpoints. Now there are several breakpoints. There are several breakpoints in media queries, and breakpoints are specific widths at which we want our design to change. Now you heard me saying 900 pixels. Now that is a particular breakpoint. Breakpoints are specific widths at which we want our design to change. They help us to determine how our website should respond at a screen size increase or decrease. Now, while breakpoints can vary based on your design needs, there are some commonly used breakpoints, of which number one, we have these extra small devices. Now, these ones they are used up to 600 pixels, e.g. smartphones. So whenever you see anybody, any media query having minimum min dash minimum width of 600 pixels, just know that that particular media query is being used for smartphones, right? Then thereafter we have small device, which is 600 pixels and up. That is for larger smartphones, like all those big smartphones. Then we have medium devices, which is 768 pixels and up, which is used for tablets. And then we have 902 pixels and up, which is used for small laptop, like normal small laptops. Now, by defining this difference in your CSS code using media queries, you can create layouts that adapt seamlessly across different devices. Now, let's explore two practical examples of media queries. First, we'll change the background color, which we already did just now, and then we change the background color, right, which we just already did, of which we change this one to become yellow, like you can see, guys, here. As you can see how beautiful it has turned out to be. Now, this example, now if someone views your website on the screen wider than 900 pixels, like I said before, the background will turn to this yellow. This is a straightforward demonstration of how media queries can alter styles based on screen sizes. The second example we want to use is layout. Now, when designing for mobile, that's mobile devices, it's often best to start with a single column layout that stacks content vertically. That means, now let's go back to our code. That means if we check here, guys, in our CSS code, right? Let's just make use of this example, another example. Let's just make use of let's make use of this one, this example here. Good. Now let's make use of this particular example. Remember, guys, from our previous class when we were dealing on CSS and HTML, that's when we created this code that you can see here. So if you are lost, guys, please go back to our former class to get your hands on it. Now, this HD you can see, of course, is the header, right? The SD is the sidebar, the main is the main page, and then the FT is the footer. Now, like I said earlier, when designing for your mobile devices, it's often best to start with a single column layout that starts content vertically. In the sense that instead of us to be having HD like plenty, you should start it to be in the sense that it should not be something like this. Let me just take this off first of all. Let me take this off. Will then be like HD, HD, right? Then sidebar, which is SD, then main, that's the main page, and then the footer, which is FT. You see, guys, now it is best for us to, if you are starting design for a mobile device, it's often best to start with a single column layout that starts content vertically. So this thing you are seeing here now, the way we do this now, is going to stack our content vertically. Now this CSS creates a simple layout where all your elements are stacked vertically. Now when the viewport exceeds, it's coming back to our code here, for example. Now when your viewport exceeds 900 pixels, right? You can now switch to a multi-column layout, which is you then having something like this. Instead of having this, you then start having something like this. Let me just create something like this. Let me just repeat this so you guys understand. Okay. Instead of having something like then you now have like HD, SD, SD, main, main, FT, FT. So guys, hope you get what I'm trying to say. When you are trying to design for a mobile device, it is best to start with this. I can see here, this design here. It's best for you to make sure that your grid template area is designed this way. That way, your page will be like if you are viewing from a mobile device, which is very, very small. right, which is extremely small. I wish I can actually simulate this, which is extremely very, very small. That way your header will be here, then followed by your sidebar, followed by your main page, followed by your footer. Like it will be designed from top to bottom. That in the sense that after you see your header on top, then you see your sidebar, then you see your main, then you see your footer. Then the device is then larger than 900 pixels. Then you can then start, okay, you cannot give it that the top will be header, then you can have sidebar and main if you want to, then you can have the footer at the bottom. Hope you understand, guys. Hope I'm not confused. So in this case, if looking at those codes, looking at those codes here, guys, if if the screen is wider than 900 pixels, the layout would now change to two columns with a sidebar next to the main content. You understand? Now this approach enhances usability by utilizing the available screen space more effectively. So guys, please take note of that. Okay? Now let's take this off. Let's take this off. Okay, I think I shouldn't have that one. Now let's look at the best practices for making use of media queries, guys. And let's go back to our slide. So we have a few best practices for making use of media queries. Now when implementing media queries, guys, it's best to follow these best practices because that way you will be able to design efficiently and without wasting so much of your time. Okay. The first thing you have to do is to start small. In the sense that when you want to start designing, guys, always start designing from a small device. From there, you can build it up to a bigger device. That means when you're making your media queries, start designing it from as if you are designing for a mobile device. When you are designing a particular website or app or whatsoever, design it as if you are designing that particular website for a mobile device. Then after using your media queries for a media device, then you can work up towards tablet and then for a laptop. Alright. So begin designing for the smallest screen size first. This approach is what we also call mobile first design. Now by starting designing for mobile layout, you ensure that your essential con ten t are prioritized and accessible. That means when you design for a small device first, you are able to prioritize the essential con ten t and put them there first. Alright. Before you can then start adding other, let's say, non or not so important con ten t. Alright. Number two is what? Real device testing. This means that always test your designs on actual devices rather than relying solely on your browser simulators. Now, an example of a browser simulator is what I've been showing to you guys now, which is this. This is a browser simulator, as you can see, guys. This, as you can see, you can't rely on this. So it's best for you to actually test those things on real world devices. Now, real world devices testing helps you see how your site behaves in different environments and allows you to actually make adjustments on this. All right. So I think in a future class, I will actually teach you guys how to actually test your designs on real devices. I think that will be in the upcoming class. So anticipate, guys. So number three then is scalable planning. Now, or what I would call plan for scalability. This means that you should think ahead about how your design might need to adapt as new devices are released with different screen sizes. In the sense that whenever you are designing, always think about the future because every day new phones are coming up, new devices are coming up. So you should think ahead about how your design should be able to adapt to those new devices. Consider future proofing your designs by using flexible units like percentage or viewports, that's VP, instead of just making use of pixels, because PX, as you can see, like this one, guys, this is PX. Where's the one? PX, this PX you can see here, guys, is mostly used for fixed, is like a fixed value. Once it is there, it doesn't change. But when you make use of percentage of saying 300 pixels, you say 300% instead. That one actually helps to adapt to different devices, no matter what. But when you make use of pixels, it is already fixed. Do you understand, guys? But when you make use of percentage or you make use of viewport, that one will then calculate the whole amount of space of the device, then make use of the particular percentage you have actually assigned to it. Alright? So that's number three. And then for the last one is for you to use logical operators, which is this. Now, logical operators combine major features using and, not, or only for more complex conditions. Now, what do I mean? This means that let's just particularize that. Let's just go to our code and particularize that. Now, guys, coming to our CSS that we did before. Now, as you can see, guys, we already wrote as media, which is mean width 900 pixels, right? Now, what we should now do is that we will not be like and. Let me just come here. It will not be like and we now also put a max width. Are you getting, guys? Max width, right? Then column. Let's say we say max width of let's change this to 600 first. Let's make this 600, and let's make this 900. Now, guys, what does this mean? Now, remember, I just told you guys that I just said that you for the last best practice you have to actually particularize. Combine major features for more complex conditions. That is, you should combine major features making use of logical operators like and, not, or, which is this. So now in this particular one, we make use of and. And is a logical operator, which is like if you don't choose A, choose B. That's what it means. Or it means that if you choose A and B, so this in that query, this mean width is option A, this max width is what? Option B. So it means that either you choose this one and this one. We can send this and to or, meaning that choose minimum width of 600 or maximum width of 900. You get? If you change this to and, it means that choose minimum width of 600 and maximum width of 900. So this and on, or they are what we call logical operators. They are used for complex conditions, all right? They also have only. Only means that if when you have two options, always choose the particular one. So that one now we have to take off this guy here. Meaning that when you are faced with any particular screen, only choose a minimum width of 600 pixels. That is what only means. So these are all different examples of making use of logical operators for complex conditions. So the last bad practice is that you should make use of these logical operators when you are trying to design or lay out your content on your website, because this making use of and or would help you deal with more complex conditions. All right. So now let's first say, for example, now we have done this. Now this code now is saying that when you are faced with any particular device, either choose between a minimum width of 600 pixels and a maximum width of 900 pixels. All right. Then change the background color to become what? Yellow. Now, guys, please take note of this. Place your media queries at the bottom of your CSS file or right after the relevant styles. Remember, guys, if you notice what I just did, when I was about to put this my media queries, I didn't put it here. I didn't put it here. All right. I didn't put it anywhere. I came to the bottom of the page and I kept it here. Why? Is because by keeping your media queries at the bottom of your CSS file, you are able to organize your code. In the sense that whenever you want to probably code or make any changes, all you have to do is just come to your CSS file and then go to the bottom, and there you will easily find your media queries code. Alright. Now this actually helps maintain clarity about which styles override others based on conditions, because styles override each other. Sometimes you might put a style, but because one particular style has a power or rather has more authority over the other particular style, it will override it. So this you doing it like this will actually help you organize your code and know which particular one is overriding the other. Alright. So guys, please take note of that. So going forward, guys, going for conclusion, media queries are essential for creating responsive web designs that look great on any devices. By using those breakpoints which I just taught you guys, you are able to ensure that your users have excellent user experience across all platforms. Alright. So guys, I encourage you all to experiment with media queries in your own project. Try creating different layouts for various screen sizes and observe how they change as you resize your browser window. Alright. So guys, thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you in the next one. Happy coding!